The DJI Osmo Pocket 4 just dropped today as of filming this, and if you watched my short on Friday, I signaled the alert, gas, gas, gas. Gear acquisition syndrome is in full effect. The YouTube influencers are out trying to influence your decision with their Amazon links in the description so they can make a few bucks off of your purchase, and I'm here to tell you, don't do that. After seeing what all the influencers had to say about it, I'm sticking with my Osmo Pocket 3. Today, we're going to do a 2-year long-term review of this bad boy, and I'm going to tell you why I think if you already have it, just keep it. And if you don't already have it, we'll tell you why the Pocket 4 might be for you or why this is going to be for you. So let's get into it. All right, guys, so I purchased this DJI Osmo Pocket 3 on March 21st, 2024. I made a video right after I got it. Is this the perfect combo with this and the X106, which I have right here? If you haven't watched that video, I'll spoil it for you. Yes, it is the perfect travel combo. I've used this combo or the XE5 and this for many trips. I've gone to Italy, I've gone to Spain, I've gone to France, Japan, Singapore. This has been a combo or something similar to this. Well, Japan, I took the Nikon Z6 III, and regretted it because I needed something lighter near the end. But spoiler, I am going to Portugal next month and I'm deciding to take this, but probably that too. So we'll get into that in another video. But really and truly what I wanted to talk about today is why I think the Pocket 3 is a fantastic option still 2 years later. And I don't feel like you have to upgrade to the Pocket 4. You know, I'm the king of FOMO and I'm the king of wanting to get the newest and latest and greatest. I had the R6 III, I had the ZF, I had this bad boy at launch. I've had a lot of different camera options at launch. And at the end of the day, none of them made my photography better, made it maybe any happier. So I just kept wasting money. Hey, the benefit is you guys got something out of it because I made a bunch of reviews on a bunch of different cameras. And I was able to really, truly say, I have no FOMO, except for OM Systems. Again, maybe someday. But I have no FOMO when it comes to the major camera brands. And I've tried them all. And at the end of the day, I know that I really, really enjoy using the Canon. And I've had this Canon now for almost 6 months. So I'm going to do a review on that here in the near future. So stay tuned for that as well. I also just got a new lens today. It's sitting right here. I have not unboxed it yet. And I'll probably do that for you guys here in the video soon because I want to check it out. It's going to be good for doing the music videos. Oh, by the way, music video is coming out on Friday. It should be out already. Go check that out. I'll put a link in the description and I'll make sure it's on the channel. All right, enough rambling. When it comes to the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, what I really find just absolutely fantastic about it is the size. I have all these accessories on it. This is it. This is how big this guy is. It is the size of someone's hand. It is tiny, it's discreet, and as a street photographer, I'm out filming, trying to get footage for you guys, and I'm also trying to get footage of what I'm shooting. This guy being so tiny really doesn't look like anything more than like a portable battery charger or something like that in my hand. So when I pull it out, whip it, get some footage, by the time they know what's going on, it's back in my back or back, in my pocket. No pun intended. Long story short, this guy is small, and that makes it very easy to take with you everywhere. And being the fact that it's a gimbal, a 3-axis gimbal that's super stable in this platform, game changer, guys, game changer. I can't take the R6 III out without having my DJI Ronin RS3 Mini at a minimum to get stable footage like this. And you're talking about a honking setup like this to get footage that's just a slightly better, maybe more than slightly better, but this does a good enough job. I promise you. Most of the videos I've filmed for this channel have been on this with me walking. So let's back up a little bit and let's talk about the specs. At the heart of this guy is a 1-inch sensor. 1-inch sensor is much larger than a cell phone sensor. Yeah, it's not quite as big as the APC sensor, But you'll find that to get 4K footage, you really don't need that large of a sensor. To get good 4K footage, I'd say Micro Four Thirds does fantastic 4K footage. The Blackmagic Pocket 4K, I believe, was APS-C. I think most cinema line cameras, the entry-level ones, are all APS-C, and they're big buku bucks. It's plenty big to get 4K footage, you know, especially the 24 and the 60p stuff. You start getting into the 120 and the 240, you might get a little muddiness, but I found that it's plenty good for what I do. So that's, you know, that's the heart of it. Then you're talking about, you got the swivel screen, you got a joystick, you got a gimbal, you got software features like Active Track, where it'll track you, spin shots, and crazy like warpy, rotaty shots. You can do those type of things with this. Typical gimbal shots you can do with this. It does the same kind of things that the RS3 Mini does, and more. Because of its small form factor, it's really, really easy to get those shots very stable. When you're holding a humongous rig trying to do this crazy stuff, you might see more motion than you would even see in this. Some would argue that the heavier it is, the harder it is to move in your hand, and I think there's a trade-off. I think this is on the light end, cameras are on the heavy end, somewhere in the middle would probably be the best, but that's always the case now, isn't it? So at the end of the day, you're going to get great stable footage on this, more stable than you're going to do on like an RR6 III without a big gimbal. So this fits the bill for that vlog style footage, on the go footage. The stuff that I'm shooting when I'm doing the music videos in the car and in tighter spaces, it's going to be with this guy. Everything else is going to be with the RS3 Mini and the R6 III, because it does a fantastic job. And this is really going to fill the B-roll and some of the other stuff. I did some of the hyperlapses with this that I did in my music video recently. And I mean, they look great. That's all I gotta say. They look great. And then I love the fact that this case has these ability to have your magnetic little lens filters and stuff just right inside the case. The new case. Let's talk about that. So the DJI Pocket 4, the new case, is not even a case, it's a clip. And during the review of it, Potato Jet already lost the clip.
On the Pocket 3, this was the case, right? So you take it and then put it in here and store it away so it's safe. But now for the Pocket 4, it's just this little clip. And at first I didn't really like it too much. I was questioning whether it was gonna protect the camera in the way I needed it to. But after using it for a little bit, I actually really liked it. But the problem with the Pocket 4 little clip thing is that it's so small that I actually lost it.
So that tells you, that should be all you need to know. It doesn't protect most of the body because it doesn't cover it like this guy does. You can't house your filters in it like you can with this guy. And it's so small it's been lost already. Yeah, that's not a good upgrade, DJI. Not in my opinion, at least. Another good thing I like about the Osmo Pocket 3 is it has D-Log. D-Log M. It's a modified or medium version of the full D-Log that's in some of the higher end drones and whatnot. That being said, it's been pretty good to me. I've had zero problems color grading it. I do use D-Log when I'm filming like the music videos and things of the sort, but a lot of times I'm doing the talking head stuff. I just have a Pro Mist filter on there, and then I just kind of shoot the standard profile. That's what I do when I'm running and gunning and vlogging. Now, if I'm shooting something cinematic, or I'm shooting like I did in Vegas, or I'm shooting a music video, I'm going to be in log. And I found D-Log M works great. But I will say, speaking of filming, do not use the internal mics. Because the internal mics, they sound okay, but what comes with the creator kit is this guy. And this guy right here, this guy's amazing. This guy does 32-bit float audio. And if you don't understand what that means, let me just break it down in the simplest form. And that just means that no matter how much you scream into this guy, it's going to adjust the amplifiers so that you're never going to clip. Your audio is always going to sound decent. And that is a game changer. When I use my big mic, if I had to set my gain adjustment right here, and if I set it too high and I scream into it, you could clip. This one will adjust the inputs and outputs so that you're not clipping ever and your audio doesn't sound bad ever. So I'd say 100% of the time, I would use this in conjunction with the Osmo Pocket 3 or 4. The 4, I think, has the ability to connect 4 channels of audio, which is cool. So, you know, that's awesome. Speaking of that, let's just get into the Pocket 4. Talk a little more about it. The Pocket 4 was announced today, just came out. I'm doing a long-term review on this because I've had this for 2 years now. And, you know, the Pocket 4, I mean, 2 years is a long time to have something. So maybe I'm looking at the Pocket 4. And I'm not, guys, I'm not. I've finally found, after all these years of trying to find that mirrorless camera that I love the most, I finally have found this R6 III, and I absolutely love it. I've had it for 6 months now and haven't even looked at buying a new camera. I have bought new lenses, but not new cameras. So with that, I don't see myself upgrading because I think this is the longest running piece of gear that I have in my lineup here, and it's probably what I'm going to have the longest because I'm not going to get the 4. I don't feel like there's a reason for me to get the 4. I don't need 4K 240. I don't need a slightly better battery life with this extended grip right here. I usually don't have a problem with battery life in a given day. I don't need slightly better log profile. I don't need slightly better tracking. I think it's a little bit better than slightly. I don't need better tracking. I just don't feel like I need those options. Now, there might be, I'd say 5% of the people that do. Outside of that, if you're like me and you're just doing 4K footage, you're normally up to 60p, which is me, and you're shooting log, but you're not, you know, shooting crazy movies for it. You have a bigger system, and this isn't your only movie or video system. I would say Pocket 3, stick with that or get that. Save some money. Get the Creator combo. I love this combo. If this is your only video camera and you're absolutely going to push it to its limit, sure, spring for the Pocket 4. But I don't think that, I mean, I know that 95% of us, that's not who you are. So, and to be honest with you, this isn't really geared towards a filmmaker, even though you can make films with it. So that kind of puts me in a position where I can't really recommend the Pocket 4 right now because this is just too good. To be honest with you, it's because this is just too good. It does everything you need it to do. It does 240 just at HD, and does it look as good as the one on the Pocket 4? No, but it still does it. And if you need that 240 footage, you can still get it with the Pocket 3. I just don't see the reason to upgrade right now. I don't think it's a bad upgrade. I think the Pocket 4 is a great device, and I'm excited about it. I'm just more excited about what the Pocket 5 might have. Maybe I'll get that 6K open gate sensor that doesn't need to be flipped, and you know, maybe I'll get, you know, you'll get a little more features that you know don't have on the Pocket 3. Pocket 4 is an incremental upgrade and one that I wouldn't recommend. Not right now. If you have the Pocket 3. The Pocket 3, this guy has been the best camera that I've owned in the last 2 years, hands down. The one, I mean, of course, I would probably not get rid of my nice expensive cameras if I had to only choose one, but I can't live without this guy, not for the channel. So it's a game changer for that reason. And I would recommend it to anybody. I'd recommend the 4 to anybody if you don't have the 3, but if you got the 3, don't upgrade. All right, last time I'll say that. Let me shut up. I'll talk to you guys later. Appreciate you coming by. See you on the next video. Maybe you like this format. Maybe you wanted me to go back to the script where I sound more robotic. You tell me. At the end of the day, you know, I love doing these. I probably am not going to listen, but I'd like to hear it. No, I'm going to listen. I'll listen. I always do. I always try to do things. I got the teleprompter the first time because Eric told me to. And I enjoyed it and it worked. But now I feel like I'm a little bit better at doing this. So maybe I don't need it. Can't wait for you guys to see. You sure do need it. So get it back. All right, let me stop rambling. I'll talk to you guys later. See ya. Peace. Pow. Okay.